We got real contestants, 3 companies, kind of strutting their stuff, looking for a $100,000 investment. We're talking Moneyball, baby. We're going to bring on Jesse Draper, the Valley Girl Show host. It's a tech talk show on CBS in San Francisco. So you will be in very good hands.
Hi, guys. Welcome to Moneyball. I am so excited to be here today. I'd like to thank Jamie Montgomery for having me. The judges will have discretion to award the winning company an investment of $100,000 on the spot. From Pritzker and March Capital, thank you so much to our sponsors today. So up first is Foghorn.
I'm Kamesh Raghavendra, co-founder of Foghorn, the App Store-like application development and deployment platform for the Internet of Things.
So I get the idea that you're trying to create a platform. How do you keep, you're eating so much. How do you keep it from becoming like where you're just a work for hire?
One thing is the way we license the product, which is around establishing these edge servers, very repeatable units of software that can generate very quick revenue for us. And therefore, we are always going to be a distinct product block in any end-to-end deployment.
What is it that Foghorn does that they need you for?
So our partners tend to be either the big data and the cloud infrastructure guys or the industrial guys. And they typically don't have expertise in the other area. And Foghorn converges the goodness of application development on the cloud into these constrained devices that the cloud service providers and the big data partners do not have expertise in.
I imagine you've talked to a bunch of prospective customers as you guys work through the seed stage. Maybe you can give us a quick example of one application that you were most excited about that illustrates the power of what you can do here.
Today, analytics around yield, which is the quality churning out of a given factory, happens in the back end, and reports are churned out either daily or weekly and sent back to the operations. The use case we are addressing is where operations wants to own this analytics and do a bunch of these even before data hits the back end. And therefore, they want to bring a data center function into their plants, into their operations.
So I agree that's an interesting use case, but that also feels like it's wrought with security risks. I mean, a lot of these kinds of facilities that you're talking about are not on the leading edge of modern security today.
So the biggest advantage is that the customer has control on where the data goes. Much like you have control on what apps in your mobile phone have access to your location, to your sensitive private data. And therefore, we give back a lot of autonomy to our customers with respect to the policies they can set around the applications they host in their operations.
It feels like a little bit of an evangelical new category out there. So how do you cut through that?
So it's largely because of our go-to-market partners, because a large number of these cloud service providers, especially Microsoft, who's our first go-to-market partner, they're trying to get into these nutty use cases where the cloud cannot deliver enough opportunities and SLAs. And at least in the nearer term, that's going to be our primary go-to-market strategy.
Okay, up next we have Heal.
Heal is a simple mobile app that lets you, in a very Uber-like way, hit a button, a couple of buttons, and request a doctor to come to your house.
Okay, I have a tricky one. I did a little math here. The doctors are going to spend 30 minutes instead of 7 minutes. Probably 30 minutes go from place to place at the very least. So you run the numbers, and I don't see how a doctor running around doing it over all the way through makes, what percent do you take?
It's not a percentage. The doctors are actually paid on a shift rate, an hourly shift rate, and then we take, depending on how many visits we do. So early on, we're eating the cost while we build up optimal load, but doctors prefer to be paid an hourly or shift rate rather than a per visit rate.
If you're only charging $99 a visit, you're in effect paying the doctor maybe, just run it this way. You're in effect paying the doctor about $50 an hour, and that's about $100,000 a year.
Right.
That's not a lot.
Our doctors are spending 29 minutes in the home on average and less than 7 minutes between visits, driving between visits. That's what we have achieved in Brentwood and the Pacific Palisades, which are our first 2 launch markets, during our peak hours of 4 to 8 p.m. Now, we need to achieve that at more hours to get profitable all the time. But if you imagine, and we've had numerous hours since our soft launch 2 weeks ago, where doctors have been able to do 2 full visits in a 1-hour period, That's $198 coming in to $118 going out.
So why did you start down market on this versus at a premium market? I mean, these kinds of models have worked at premium prices.
Right.
And is it because of the route logistics? Is it because of the quality of the doctors you can get? I'm confused as to why you started.
We have 30 top quality doctors on the system, and if you were to engage in due diligence, you would see their backgrounds are amazing. The reason we started at a $99 price point is we wanted to be affordable for the average American family to use. One of the interesting things about California is that 2 million Californians have bought Affordable Care Act bronze plans, which are what's called catastrophic or high ceiling insurance. Those people are paying full out-of-pocket, full freight for the first $5,000 a year in their medical costs. Those people can use HEAL at $99, and we want this to be something affordable and then layer in premium services, premium price points, surge pricing, prescription delivery, and the other things I talked about in the video that will enhance our margin over time. But we think the battle right now is to own that in-home healthcare experience, because that's where medicine is going to move over the next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you so much, Nick. Have a seat. Okay, up next is Shoppable.
At Shoppable, our mission is to create a single shoppable experience online. That way you can shop any product, any image, any mobile app, and any ad directly from within a single experience.
How do the large branded retailers think about customer ownership?
It is something that for a few of the merchants up front, I mean, literally every merchant we first talked to said no. They said, we don't do that, we don't participate in that sort of thing. And some of them for that exact reason. Yeah. But you know, in the end, there is fierce competition out there for these merchants, and they look to us as a distribution source for them.
This sounds kind of like the Amazon shopping cart experience for everybody else but Amazon. And yet it took them 20 years to build that. And so I'm trying to figure out, how do we even know if inventory is available? How do we know when this product's going to ship? How do we know on multiple products from multiple vendors because it's one shop? I mean, there's an awful lot of data flows and physical workflows here.
For a subset of it, it is real time. We're able to check real time. For the others, it's updating every hour. But we do, then we have some that are really small merchants that are updating on their own. So they're getting reminders to be able to do that.
And your $5 million gross revenue is on that whole, the big amount.
We have 3 revenue streams. One is a commission, which is the most obvious. The second is a CPM revenue stream. So we're seeing huge engagement rates in our technology, between 8 to 15% click-through rates. So with that, advertisers are telling us we'll pay you on a CPM basis to increase our overall engagement and to get people to kind of bubble up to the top on everything. The third revenue stream is enterprise integration. So we have quite a few large customers like L'Oreal that wanted to do some kind of custom integrations on their site. They have 36 different brands, which means they have 36 different checkouts. And they have lots of ad campaigns as well as their own dedicated site where they want it to.
Why are you doing it?
Why? I'm doing this because I, as a consumer, want this to exist.
Let me start with Foghorn. We felt that Foghorn was boiling the ocean. There were too many, it was too big a job. And we think that this company could have some great potential if they start focusing on one of those applications and then maybe build out from that one application. So we came to the conclusion that Shoppable, while a dynamic, driven, wonderful woman who was really going to make great things happen, was going after something that we have seen never get done. So if she can overcome all that, she will probably be the winner in life. However, we're giving it to HEAL.
Congratulations.
Although HEAL has a lot of competition, we do believe that this market is really ripe for the picking, and we all know that the doctor-patient thing is broken completely. We all recommend that you raise your prices.
Congratulations! So Nick, come on up here. And congratulations to the runners-up. Although not everyone gets to go home with a Moneyball, we are all winners on the inside today. So Nick, what are you going to do with the first 100, with this 100,000?
And we're going to focus on perfecting the in-home experience, the app, and growing the grassroots marketing.
Thank you to everyone. Congratulations to our contestants because you all made it here. I'm Jessie Draper, the Valley Girl, and thank you guys so much.